my biggest fear is what happened last time, to just go out there and not fight like how I know I can. And I think if I go out there and perform, I can put this guy away. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Let's start with this, man. I just saw that you recently got your website up and running, man, and I thought that was interesting because a lot of fighters, I guess athletes in general, they don't have their own website. How important is it for you and for any other fighter to have one and get one started?
It's becoming more and more important, man. I mean, like, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, like, some guys they're just athletes. They just want to be athletes and train and win fights and whatever. But the sport is kind of growing past that. It's like the Conor McGregor era, where you need to kind of be more than just an athlete. So yeah, fortunately, I've had some people that have kind of helped me out along the way with like the logo and the merch and the website and everything. So yeah, we got that up and running, and it's not much, just selling some funny T-shirts and stuff, but it's definitely a start.
Yeah, I think it's so important, man, because like you said, it's a business, man. You're a business. You're a businessman, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it and who you are, like, you see a lot of guys that kind of they get the bump up in pay and recognition just because of their name or how they talk or whatever. Um, and then there's guys who are like the elite of the sport, and they don't get the same paydays, they don't get the same shine as some of these other guys.
The logo, man. Were you in love with the logo from the start? Was this something that you created yourself, or did you have someone design it? What happened with that?
No, there's I have a buddy of mine. His name's Jeremy Panda. He owns a company called Peace and Cotton. Um, and a couple years back, he messaged me and he was like, "Hey man, I got an idea. Like, I have like this shirt printing company. If you want to do some shirts or whatever for your brand, I have a graphic designer. He does logos and stuff. We can like throw some ideas at you." And I was like, "Yeah, man, sure, that sounds cool." And he sent me that logo, and right away I was like, "Yeah, this is fucking sick, man. Of course, let's do it." And we started selling shirts, and I think the first year we sold them, we sold like, I don't know, like 300 or 400 shirts. I expected to sell like 20 or 30, to like some family and friends, and that would be it. We sold tons of them, and we sold them all over. Like, I was shipping shirts out to Europe and shit. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And like, all the time now, I'll get someone who's at an MMA event or just out wherever, and they'll send me pictures like, "Hey man, I spotted your shirt out in public." So it's pretty cool.
Definitely, definitely, man. It's like becoming like the Abraham Lincoln
Yeah,
logo.
yeah,
Like it's like comparable to that.
yeah, exactly.
Nice, nice. It's great that you get that love even in Europe. You know what I mean? You figure like you're a North American fighter. You fight in North America most of the time.
Yeah,
Most of your
yeah,
fans
it's
will
pretty
be
cool,
here.
man.
August 11th, man. It's pretty much like a 4 month turnaround. That's pretty fast. You know what I mean for Bellator. Bellator's. I'm just saying they don't have that many events. You know what I mean? Sometimes fighters are not fighting that often. How do you feel about the quick turnaround?
Yeah, I like it, man. Like you said, Bellator, they don't have as many events, and guys don't fight as often. I had a pretty long layoff between my second fight and my third fight, and I prefer to stay active. So I'm happy that they got me back in there quickly.
Definitely, and they give you Dalton Rosta, man. What are your thoughts on him and the fighting style?
Yeah, I'm pumped, man. It's a big matchup. Like, he's good, he's skilled, he's ranked above me. I'm happy that Bellator is still willing to give me the big matchups. Like, I kind of shit the bed in the last one. So I'm happy that they're still willing to move me up the ladder.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a big matchup, and you are down in Florida right now for training camp. When did you arrive?
I think I've been here for, I think this is my fifth week now.
Okay, so it's been a while, and Kill Cliff FC. That's your second home. How has the training sessions been the last couple of weeks?
It's good, man. It's killer. There's so many high level guys here, every day it's a scrap. Like we go in the mornings and we scrap for like 1 or 2 hours. It's hard work. I got a lot of good buddies down here. Like I've made a lot of teammates and close friends. So I'm kind of I'm comfortable here. I'm in my groove and I'm getting good work in.
Are a couple fighters in camp with you? You know what I mean? Like they're getting ready for their fights, so you're training with them a lot.
Yeah, my good buddy Impa Kasanganai, who's fighting in the PFL playoffs, the 205er. He's been like my main guy right now. He fights the week before me at PFL. I think like the first round of the playoffs. So me and him have been getting lots of work in.
When you have a training partner that's getting ready for a fight, kind of at the same time you are there like different types of conversations you would have with them compared to like guys that are just there to kind of help you out?
I don't know. I don't know if there's different conversations. I feel like you're both in the same mindset though. Like when you can't go like 100% year round, right? Like you're gonna burn yourself out. So after a fight, in between fights, whatever, you're kind of a bit more like chilling in the gym. Not chilling, but like you're not there trying to win every second of every round. But when you're in camp, you are. So me and Impa right now, we're both pretty much on the same timeline, and we're in there like trying to win every round against each other, man. So it's like it's a fight every time we're together.
You know, at the start of camp compared to the end of the camp, you know, where do you feel like the strongest? Like, do you feel, I don't know, I don't want to say weaker, but do you feel like you need to work on certain aspects, like from the beginning of camp to get yourself ready for a fight?
Yeah, things change during camp for sure. Like again, down here, it's like you're scrapping hard all the time. Like it's a lot of live rounds. Sure. Sorry. Someone's offering me mangoes off the mango tree. How could I turn
Nice.
it down? Hi.
Delicious.
I'll give some neighbors.
Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
There you go. Perfect.
Let's check out these mangoes. This is great.
Show us,
great
man.
content,
What you got?
bro. Look at that. There's like
Oh, damn.
like 10 mangoes. Can I turn my camera around? I don't know
I
how
think
to
so,
turn the
yeah,
camera
if you just
around.
flip it.
I don't know how. You see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Nice.
Yeah.
That's your neighbor?
Yeah, what were we saying though? What changes during camp? So yeah, down here it's like a lot of live work. And we're like scrapping hard, and I'm kind of figuring out what's working and what's not working while I'm here. And then the last few weeks of camp, I go back home to Canada with my coaches there and kind of clean things up a little bit, get a bit more specific. I don't really have like a lot of big guys at home, like 85ers, 205ers, whatever. So it's like a little bit less taxing on the body, but it can be a bit more technical.
All right. And any tweaks for you? Any changes for this camp?
Not really. I mean, you watch my last fight, and you would expect me to say like, "Oh, I need to work on my takedown defense or my grappling or whatever." But I mean, I don't know what happened there. That's honestly an area that I'm pretty confident in. Obviously, there's always things to work on, but a couple technical things from the last fight. But I don't know, man. I don't want to like. I'm not going to change everything based on that one performance. So I'm kind of sticking with like what I've been doing.
You know, the last fight, from your perspective, you know, what did you learn from that experience?
A couple things. I don't know. I don't think it was as much technical for me as it was mental. I think I had a few mental lapses maybe before the fight and during the fight. Too aggressive in some areas and too cautious in other areas. So if anything, I think it's just like some mental kind of mindset stuff that I could probably change.
And John Salter, he retired after that fight. That actually kind of benefited you that he's gone from the division because you get this fight with Rosta. It seems like you kind of took his spot.
Yeah, I mean, kind of benefited me because he's gone, so everyone moved up a spot. But yeah, it also sucks to lose to a guy that's just gone now, and I can never like have the opportunity to get it back.
Yeah, I understand that. Maybe you could just start calling them out after every fight. You know what I mean? Just as a gimmick or something. Who knows?
Try and bully John Salter back into fighting, bully him out of retirement.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, man, this is a major fight in the division. Is your mentality heading into this fight like, hey, this could be a title eliminator when you look at the rankings?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, when you're in top 10, top 5, Dalton's number 4, I'm number 6. Any fight could be the one that sets you up for the title shot, right? So yeah, that's to be expected in all the fights coming up, I think.
Definitely. And outside of Impa, who else has been giving you really, really solid rounds?
Brendan Allen was down here for a bit. He just fought though a couple weeks ago, so he's out of camp right now. But I did a bit of work with him. Who else? There's a guy here, Garrett Fosdick. He's on the regional scene, but he's an 85er. He was a college wrestler. He's a very good grappler. I've been doing work with him. Did a round or two with Gregory Rodriguez the other day. Keenan Song is here, UFC welterweight. I did a bunch of rounds with him. Who else? I don't know, man. There's so many guys here, and some guys are in and out all the time. It's hard to keep track of everyone.
You don't have many losses on your record, and every time you do lose, you bounce back real strong. Has any loss ever really lingered with you?
This last one did, because like I said, I don't think it was technical stuff that caused the loss. It was more mindset stuff. I always say if you do everything right before the fight, you leave no stone left unturned. You can always be proud of it, even if you lose. And this fight just didn't feel like that. I did everything during training camp. I didn't cut any corners. I did everything. And then, like I said, for whatever reason on fight night, I just don't think I performed. So it stings a little bit. I'm just starting to get over it, but now you keep reminding me of it. So I might cry a little bit again tonight.
This fight, man, like I said earlier, it could be for title contention. How are you expecting to perform against Dalton?
I just want to perform, man. My biggest fear is what happened last time, to just go out there and not fight like how I know I can. And I think if I go out there and perform, I can put this guy away. So that's what I'm looking to do.
You mentioned biggest fear, people really don't talk about that much in fighting, right? Fear. How much does fear play a part in how you can perform well?
That's a good question. I had someone at the gym talking to me about that the other day too, being scared, nervous, scared of injury, whatever. Everyone's different. Everyone has different fears. For me, it's when your friends and family watching, their fear is you getting injured or knocked out or whatever, right? But I think as a fighter, that's not the fear. It's just the fear of loss or career setback and all that stuff. But can't let it get to you, man. That's the biggest thing about this game. They say it's whatever percent mental, psychological. You just can't let those thoughts creep in on fight night.
When I was training to take a fight, right, I felt that the fight wasn't even close. I was just training to prepare for the fight, and I was thinking about every which way I was gonna get hurt. Seriously, that was my biggest fear. But you guys are professional. I'm just a regular Joe. So that's just that's such an interesting question, man, because everybody looks at it different.
Honestly, for most guys at this level, it's what's worse for me right now, to break a hand or break a leg or break my nose or something, or to not collect the second half of my paycheck and not move up in the rankings. That's the real scary part.
Definitely. And one last question, man. I got to ask you about the title fight coming up at Bellator 299 versus Johnny Eblen versus Fabian Edwards. A lot of people probably see Eblen as the favorite, of course. Where do you see the path to victory for Edwards against Eblen?
I think he's got to stay on the outside and kind of point fight him, like be a sharpshooter and pick him apart from the outside and don't get taken down.
That's it. Very simple. You see, like,
Yeah.
if he does win, it would be like a decision.
Probably. I mean, I've never even really seen Johnny Eblen like hurt or in trouble, so I don't know if I see Fabian like putting him away, but I could see him potentially, like point fighting and winning a decision.
Well, August 11th, man, Bellator 298, South Dakota. Aaron, thank you so much, man, for the time as always, and all the best in this fight. I'm looking forward to this one. This is an interesting clash.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.